It's time to review Heal-N-Soothe, which is a pretty popular arthritis supplement, but that's mostly because of its massive advertising. So, is this Heal-N-Soothe any good in terms of effect? At $60 per bottle, it has all chances to be a scam. So in this review, I'm going to try to find out the truth behind it. Coming up. Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. My name is Ollie and I'm doing supplement reviews and health guides, so if you're interested in this topic, consider subscribing. This full review is available in a written form on my website, and there's a direct link to it into the description, so feel free to check it if you need more details. Back to Heal-N-Soothe. I want to analyze the supplement in detail, and I'm going to take a look at all of its aspects, from claims and formula to price. But before I do that, I want to make a short summary of my analysis on it, for those of you who are in a hurry and you cannot watch this full review. First of all, Heal-N-Soothe is mostly designed for one form of arthritis, inflammatory one. This usually includes autoimmune types like rheumatoid or psoriatic arthritis. On the other hand, Heal-N-Soothe isn't very helpful in osteoarthritis, which is by far the most common form of arthritis, and it usually appears due to aging. In osteoarthritis, glucosamine and chondroitin supplements are by far the best remedy because they treat the actual cause behind the disease. But I have another video on that, so if you're dealing with osteoarthritis, check that out. Now, back to Heal-N-Soothe. This product is designed for inflammatory arthritis because all of its ingredients have anti-inflammatory properties. But besides its pretty decent formula, Heal-N-Soothe actually has some major flaws. It's extremely expensive for the quality, it has lots of complaints about side effects, and according to some users, its customer service is pretty bad. For this reason, Heal-N-Soothe isn't a product that I could possibly recommend at this point, considering how many quality joint supplements there are on the market. I personally recommend a cheaper alternative that works even better. I'm talking about a product from Vita Balance called Turmeric Curcumin Plus. It's way cheaper compared to Heal-N-Soothe. It has a great formula and a really strong effect. So in case you don't want to spend a lot of money on Heal-N-Soothe, I strongly recommend this alternative. You can find more things about it in the description, but I will get back to it and I will tell you more about it later on. So now that you have a general idea on Heal-N-Soothe, I will get to my full analysis, and I'm going to start by telling you what exactly this supplement is, what it claims, and who is the company behind it. According to its website, Heal-N-Soothe is Mother Nature's feel-good formula. In other words, it's a remedy based on natural ingredients like enzymes or herbs. And the same official website claims that Heal-N-Soothe's formula can control inflammation. Basically, the point is that this supplement doesn't treat unhealthy joints. Instead, it only decreases inflammation, so the pain and mobility gets better in time. And this is why Heal-N-Soothe is that kind of supplement that would mostly help inflammatory joint pain. As I told you before, this usually appears in autoimmune forms of arthritis, and it is not very common in osteoarthritis and cartilage damage, which are by far a lot more common. So the point is that Heal-N-Soothe doesn't help osteoarthritis much, and it mostly helps inflammatory arthritis, which is usually more rare. Getting to the brand behind Heal-N-Soothe, it is called Living One Nutraceuticals. I actually heard about this company before. I know it has several supplements designed for different health issues. This includes pain relief, better sleep, weight loss, and so on. But most of its products are really expensive compared to the average on the market. So this is the main reason why I don't usually recommend Living One Nutraceuticals products. Anyway, as far as I know in terms of reputation, the company is quite legit. Honestly, I'm not a big fan of Heal-N-Soothe's ingredient list. It does have an original formula and its ingredients are quite diverse, but these are pretty much the only advantages I found about it. That's because most of its ingredients don't have very high doses and their actual value is much lower than Heal-N-Soothe's price. Now, in order to analyze these ingredients better, I'm going to divide them in two groups, enzymes and herbs. So let's take a closer look at each. First of all, enzymes. They are the top ingredient from Heal-N-Soothe, and you can find a mix of several enzymes as a blend called systemic enzyme blend. This includes enzymes like bromelain, protease IM, protease 60, alkaline protease, and papain. Most of them have anti-inflammatory properties, so they can decrease constant inflammation and chronic pain. Now, this enzyme blend looks quite promising on paper, but in reality I can't really tell what kind of effect it has since it's not very common in regular joint supplements, so I cannot really guarantee that the effect of this enzyme blend is going to be very strong and very potent. The second group is made from herbs, and fortunately these herbs from Heal-N-Soothe are pretty well known for their anti-inflammatory effect. But there is one problem that I found here. Most of these herbs have really low doses in Heal-N-Soothe, and on the other hand, they have much higher doses and quantities in other joint supplements. This is the reason why I am a bit reluctant about their potency and about their strength in this supplement. The most important herbs I could find in this supplement are Boswellia extract, turmeric, rutin, devil's claw extract, yucca root, ginger root extract, and alpha-lipoic acid. As I told you before, most of these herbs have an anti-inflammatory effect. Some of them also have antioxidant properties, but the biggest part are designed to decrease inflammation. So even though these herbs look really good on paper, in reality their doses are pretty low, and this is another reason why I don't trust Heal-N-Soothe's formula too much. As a conclusion, Heal-N-Soothe has a very versatile formula. It's based on both enzymes and herbs, so in terms of quality it looks pretty good. But in terms of quantity, it doesn't look as good. That's because most of its ingredients have really low doses. So it's really not the kind of supplement I would recommend for inflammatory arthritis, and its actual value is far from $60 or $70 as it costs in reality. Fortunately, this supplement uses gelatin capsules, which are quite easy to take. They have average dimensions, a whitish color, and you can see the powder inside the pills, so they're pretty much the typical supplement pills. When it comes to dosage, this is probably the most unpleasant part about Heal-N-Soothe's pills. That's because it's required to take 3 pills per day, and the label recommends spacing them out. So this is quite uncomfortable and hard, especially on the long term. Additionally, I have a personal recommendation. It's better to take the pills after eating, so on a full stomach, no matter what the label says, because in this way you prevent stomach cramps, which are a pretty common side effect in joint supplements. And this tip isn't only available for Heal-N-Soothe, but for any other anti-inflammatory supplement. Fortunately, this supplement has a bunch of authentic reviews, so I decided to analyze most of them here so that you can understand whether this supplement works or not. I will only look at Heal-N-Soothe reviews on Amazon because they are known to be legit and authentic, and they are always made by previous customers. Now on Amazon, Heal-N-Soothe has an average rating of 4 stars out of 196 reviews at the point when I made this analysis. Honestly, this is a pretty good number, but there's something else you should know. Most of its positive reviews are either very brief or outdated. So you should keep this in mind because to me this doesn't seem very right. Now even so, here's what most positive reviews say about Heal-N-Soothe. Some users say it really helped with their arthritis symptoms. Others claimed it improved their stiffness. There were a few others saying it takes about 3 or 4 months for it to work, but it does work in the end. And there are also some praising it for improving their mobility. Surprisingly or not, this product has lots of negative reviews and complaints on Amazon. Actually, what's interesting is that on its first Amazon page, there are only negative reviews, only 1-star reviews, and all of them are very detailed and giving lots of explanations, unlike its positive reviews, which are pretty brief. Now, here's what most people complain about this supplement. Some say they couldn't see any effect even after 3 months. Others complain about side effects like diarrhea, stomach pain, high blood pressure. I actually found many complaints on this. There were also many people saying that the customer service is very bad and that the company refused to refund them despite stating to do so on its official website. And lastly, which is pretty obvious, I found lots of complaints about its really high price. Now, most of these claims are true, unfortunately. That's because I found more than 3 different reviews on each complaint, so they must be real. Overall, Heal-N-Soothe has mixed reviews, but as I told you before, its negative reviews are very detailed, while its positive reviews are very brief and some of them are even outdated. So from this point of view, I would surely not recommend Heal-N-Soothe, because if it has so many unsatisfied users, it's clearly that there's something wrong with it. As I told you, Heal-N-Soothe has lots of complaints about secondary reactions, so it seems to cause side effects a lot more often than other joint supplements. Now, the most common side effects it causes are bad stomach pain and cramps. This is by far the most common, but I also find some complaints about diarrhea and high blood pressure. The problem is that I found at least 10 different complaints about stomach pain. And when I made this review, Heal-N-Soothe had about 196 total reviews on Amazon, so 10 out of 196 is a pretty high number. So basically, the percent of people who experience side effects, especially stomach pain, from this supplement was really high. So it's surely not a supplement I would recommend from the point of view of side effects, especially if you have a history of stomach problems. Honestly, Heal-N-Soothe is one of the most expensive joint supplement I came across, and if you ask me, its actual value is a lot lower than its regular price, especially in terms of ingredients. Now, the weirdest part about its price is that there are 2 payment options. Number 1 is if you're buying a single bottle only. In this case, 1 bottle costs $69.95, so almost $70, and you also have to pay for the shipping about $10. So the overall price is $80 for a monthly supply. The second option is called Free Trial Bottle and is only available for first-time customers. Now, in this case, you can receive 1 bottle for free. You only have to pay shipping fees, which are around $10. But you can only do this if you sign up for auto shipping. Now, what exactly does this mean? Well, according to Heal-N-Soothe's official website, you will get another bottle 30 days after your initial order, so after your free bottle, after you received your free bottle. But in this case, the new price is going to be $59.95 for 1 bottle. In other words, you can only request a free bottle from this company if you sign up for their auto shipping for the next months. And to tell you honestly, this is a tricky strategy that many companies use to attract new customers. According to Heal-N-Soothe, you can cancel the auto shipping whenever you want to, but some reviews claim that's not really the case. Here's an example of a person who signed up for auto shipping and ended up being forced to pay the product for several months. Now, it's not me saying this, it's previous customers, so feel free to check Heal-N-Soothe reviews on Amazon and you're going to find many of this kind, unfortunately. So considering that Heal-N-Soothe is extremely overpriced for what it contains, I couldn't really recommend it. But if you really want to try this supplement, I really advise you to go for the single bottle. Especially at first, it's better to test out a supplement before signing up for its auto shipping. Remember that I told you about an alternative to Heal-N-Soothe in my quick summary on this product? I was talking about Turmeric Curcumin Plus from Vita Balance. And now I want to compare this supplement with Heal-N-Soothe in terms of price. And first of all, I want you to know that both of these supplements do the same thing. They are both anti-inflammatory and they are designed for inflammatory arthritis. Now, Heal-N-Soothe's formula is based on enzyme, while Turmeric Curcumin Plus is based on turmeric and absorption enhancers. In terms of price, Heal-N-Soothe costs between $60 and $70 per bottle, depending on whether you go for auto shipping or not. And on the other hand, Turmeric Curcumin Plus costs $24 per bottle normally, but it comes with big discounts for larger orders. So if you buy several bottles at once, you can get the supplement, Turmeric Curcumin Plus, for $16 per bottle, which is definitely the best price I know for an anti-inflammatory supplement. Basically, I consider Turmeric Curcumin Plus as the best alternative to Heal-N-Soothe. Actually, I think that it is the best supplement on the market when it comes to inflammation because it has probably the lowest price, an excellent formula with strong ingredients, and very few complaints on side effects. On the other hand, Heal-N-Soothe has a pretty weak formula from my point of view, an extremely high price, and lots of complaints on the secondary reactions. So if you don't want to spend a fortune on a supplement that might not even work, I really advise you to choose Turmeric Curcumin Plus instead of Heal-N-Soothe. It's simply a much better deal from all points of view. If I had to sum up my opinion on Heal-N-Soothe in 3 conclusions, here's what I would point out. First of all, it has an uncommon formula, but its ingredients are actually far from bad, so I'm not saying this in the negative way. It has diverse compounds, it's based on an unusual enzyme blend, and it also contains anti-inflammatory herbs. So if you ask me, its uncommon ingredient list is a great thing because it makes it unique. Still, I'm not a fan of its ingredients doses because, in my opinion, some of them are way too low, and this is a reason why I don't have full trust in this product. Secondly, it has a very tricky price and a tricky free bottle offer. Because its free bottle isn't as free as it seems. You actually need to sign up for their auto shipping first, and according to some users, you can't cancel it as easily as they claim. You still have to pay the shipping fees for the free bottle anyway, and this is around $10. Now, it's not the shipping fees that matter so much, it's actually the necessity to join their auto shipping first, and judging after the high number of complaints on this topic, it's really hard to cancel it whenever you want, as the official website claims. And lastly, Heal-N-Soothe is among the priciest joint products I know. Actually, from this point of view, it's really bad. It costs around $60 and $70 per bottle depending on whether you go for auto shipping or not. Shipping fees aren't free no matter what, and its actual value is a lot lower if you ask me. So is Heal-N-Soothe worth the money or not? If you ask me, it's certainly not worth it. It's not a bad supplement in terms of ingredients, but that's pretty much the only good side it has. It's extremely expensive for its actual value. It has many complaints on its side effects and a pretty tricky price offer. So it's surely not a product that I would recommend any soon. I personally don't believe it is a scam since it does work for some people, but I read many reviews from people claiming that it is a scam and that they were ripped off by the company. So I would surely think twice before buying this supplement, and this is one of the extra reasons why I don't recommend it, because it's not safe from this point of view. As I told you before, I have another alternative to Heal-N-Soothe. I'm talking about turmeric curcumin plus from Vita Balance, and at this point I think that it is the best supplement on the market for inflammatory pain. I have more details on this supplement in the description, including a coupon code that will help you get a much better price for it. So I personally think that it is a much better alternative to Heal-N-Soothe. As for Heal-N-Soothe itself, I would not recommend it, but it's up to you whether you want to try it or not. Anyway, if you have any questions or personal experiences on this supplement, I would really love to hear them, so please let me know in the comments below. That was all for today. I hope you enjoyed my Heal-N-Soothe review, and hopefully you got a good idea about this supplement and about how exactly it can work. Thanks again for watching this review, and I'll see you next time.